There's been a lot of talk out there on the local and national level about the growing need for employees in various industries and how employers can find top talent to fill critically needed roles. One of the fields that is reaching or might already have met a critical need for workers is cybersecurity. Joining us for more on the growing need for the cybersecurity workforce is Dr. Bryson Payne. He's the director of the University of North Georgia Center for Cyber Operations in Dahlonega. Dr. Payne, always great to have you on the program, sir. Thank you so much for your time here today.
Thank you, Russell. It's a pleasure to be on.
Where are we at with the cybersecurity workforce? I was reading some numbers today that 1.5 million unfilled positions by 2020 is what the projection is right now. That does not sound good.
That's right. And what's more, the job field is growing 12 times faster than all other jobs out there right now.
Huh.
So cybersecurity has it's definitely hit a point where it's the best time that you could possibly study any of the cybersecurity fields, whether it's ethical hacking, whether that's forensics, whether you want to go in as a security analyst. Now is the time to do it. We need more people in this field to protect us from the attackers that are out there. We're fortunate in the U.S. to have some of the best people working in cybersecurity, but we need a lot more.
Yeah. And it's not just in the civilian workforce, too, either, right? I mean, I'm only assuming the government and the military needs as many hands on deck as possible.
Absolutely. That's one reason the National Security Agency funded our high school program this summer, the National Cyber Warrior Academy. We took 40 high school students and put them through a full ethical hacking course, just like you'd get from a certification company. And these students came out of there with some tremendous skills to protect themselves, protect their families, their friends, and eventually protect business or protect their country.
Wow, that's really cool. I want to get back to that here in a second. Before we talk a little bit more about the civilian workforce and what's needed out there in the private sector, I'm curious about the military and what has changed since the digital age began and the cyber age began when it comes to America's military, because I have a friend that I haven't talked to in some time now, but last I heard from him, he was in the United States Air Force and he was doing some drone work and doing some pretty cool stuff. So I'm only assuming a lot has changed when it comes to what a military operative in cybersecurity is doing over the last decade, right?
Well, absolutely. Some of the generals we work with who are alumni from UNG say that this is the single most critical skill that anyone going into the armed services can pick up. It's because everything that we do now goes over those networks. We send it over a wireless network. We send it over wired networks or fiber optics. And if you've got the skills to protect that network and defend against attacks, you've got the skills to help get everything else done.
Mm-hmm. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Dr. Bryson Payne. He's the director of the University of North Georgia Center for Cyber Operations, which is a field that we all know is growing at an incredible rate, and the jobs are just needed in that field right now. There's such a shortage. We've talked to financial experts in the city of Atlanta who've told us that just right here in Georgia, the need is so rampant right now that they can't keep up. Companies cannot keep up. They can't keep hackers at bay because there's not enough qualified people. Let's talk about what UNG is doing. What is your department doing, Dr. Payne, when it comes to bridging that gap?
Absolutely. We've had a cybersecurity program since 2004, so we were actually one of the early ones in the state to begin in our computer science program, concentration in information assurance and security. We call that cybersecurity these days. But we also have a bachelor's degree in strategic studies that begins this year that will allow you to mix cybersecurity with a strategic language. So you can study cybersecurity and pick up Arabic or Russian or Mandarin Chinese. We've got a new graduate certificate that was just approved, and that begins this year. That's a 10-hour intensive 3-month program. So students can start next summer and finish during the summer with 10 hours of cybersecurity course. That's 10 credit hours, so they'll spend 3 months studying pretty hard. But they'll pick up some computer ethical hacking, some computer forensics, and then they get an elective course in several different fields, software development, security. So what we're trying to do at North Georgia overall is build cyber heroes, build the next generation of cyber leaders. There are so many jobs open out there, but that means that there's also a lot of need for leadership in this field. And North Georgia is known for its leadership. We're known for strategic languages. And we're becoming known for cyber.
Yeah. Which is a great thing because, as these numbers are pointing out, we need people right here in Georgia working cybersecurity. If you're talking to a high schooler and trying to recruit them into this industry, what do you say to them? Because I know this is still a blossoming field that not a lot of people know a ton about at this point, right?
That's right. And cyber gives students a chance to protect themselves online. Just about everything young people do these days goes over a cell phone or over a computer to the internet. And they're under attack as much as we are as adults or our parents are as older adults. We have to learn how to protect ourselves first because, like you said, there aren't enough people out there doing it for us. Second of all, it is the hottest new job skill that a young person can pick up. I don't know very many jobs that will still be here 20 years from now, but I'm pretty sure that cybersecurity will be there and probably some healthcare. So if you're not going into cyber, I recommend you to go into something in healthcare.
Yeah.
But seriously, when I'm talking with young people these days, they already love working with computers. They just don't know that they can do cybersecurity. And that's what's so great about our National Cyber Warrior Academy. The National Security Agency pays for the students' tuition, their books, their room, their food, everything for that 10-day program to come and study nothing but cyber.
Wow. And how much has that grown since you guys started that?
Well, we had 182 applicants for the 40 positions this year.
Wow.
One thing that we're doing differently this year, the NSA could only fund about 40 seats because they pay for everything for those students. But we're offering a course to all 182 applicants from this past year. They're going to get a full ethical hacking online course that will give them some of the same skills we practiced in the Cyber Academy, but it'll give them the chance to work on it over the year and come in next year. And we're applying for an advanced camp and some teacher camps next year to try to teach local middle school and high school teachers some of these cyber lessons so that they can share them either in their regular classes or in an after-school program, maybe get a cyber competition team together. That gives students a way to interact with cyber and find out what it means when we're talking about cybersecurity.
Yeah.
It means protecting your computer, protecting your friends from scams, from phishing emails, and from other attacks over the internet.
Well, I can tell you what, if I was in high school right now, this is most certainly the career I would be thinking about. The future is limitless when it comes to cybersecurity. So many jobs needed out there, and just trying to think of the next 10 or 15 years where that could lead somebody. It's really staggering to think about, which is a great thing, but these jobs got to be filled. They got to be filled quickly. The University of North Georgia working hard to do that with that program there with Cyber Ops. Dr. Bryson Payne, thank you so much for your time today, sir. Certainly appreciate it as always. Love to have you back on the show anytime.
Thank you, Russell.
All right, Dr. Payne. 10 minutes until 6 o'clock here on WDUN's Afternoon News.